Hey guys, so I wanted to cover what is the next, in my opinion, this is just an opinion idea, no guarantees, but what I think is the next trillion dollar, multi-trillion dollar company. And I'm just going to present it with, this channel, one of the things that I basically do is I listen to lots of information. I listen to startups, I listen to professionals in the space, and I summarize these things into small little um, uh, small little packets of information to try to squeeze out the most important things that I've come across. Now, what do I think is the next trillion dollar space? It's going to be whoever comes up with, like Facebook was like an app that became the winner. Well, whoever is the winner with the personal AI. So you're going to have an AI that stands for you on the internet. And let me present this as like this. So it's going to look something like this. You're going to be here, you, with your personal AI. And this is going to be something that you have daily conversations with, right? You're going to tell it about yourself. Now, this is for individuals who are okay sharing their data. And, the advantages for those individuals is going to be huge compared to the people who don't share the data. Now, you might be one of those people that doesn't. Fine, but the people who are, and you got to make sure you trust the AI. These are all complicated things, but those who share their data are going to live a higher standard of living because of these this AI application. What it will do is it'll be something operating on your behalf for your interests. And evaluating lots and lots of information that you personally could never do. Think of it this way. Think about how all these different things that you try to think about with your diet for health. A lot of you out there, and myself included, are always seeking health. And so you want to know the best food, the best supplements. Well, that's what your AI is going to do. You're going to have conversations with it. You're also going to share your genome, like your genetic sequence, or your 23andMe, etc. You're going to share that with your AI. It's going to know that about you. But this AI is going to be constantly working on your behalf, and it's going to be doing studies in the background. And it's going to see product info. Now, guess what's going to happen on the other end? Companies will have their AI that will present product information using scientific studies, and it will present ads to your AI. You won't be seeing these ads. You're going to be less important because you're not going to be the decision maker. Your AI is going to be the decision maker. Now, think about how mind-blowing that might be. Your personal AI is going to be the filter for what you want to the degree that you let this happen. I believe this is going to happen. You might not think it is, but I'm just presenting an idea here. And this is from what the experts are saying, like Peter Diamandis and, Eric Schmidt, etc. All these professionals, this is what they're thinking is going to look like. So you're going to have this AI who's going to see all these scientific studies, such as a sequenced genome for TGF-B2 beta 12 or SOX10 or whatever. And it's going to say, oh, people with that genetic genome, with that particular gene in their genes, when they use this product, they saw a benefit. And they're going to say, you're going to say, oh, I need a new shampoo. Let's say these are genes for hair follicle formation. So that's why I just chose them. And what it's going to say is, oh, like this particular product helps people with that particular gene. You need to buy Alpha Horse 8 or whatever. It doesn't matter. And you're going to say, oh man, like the AI is to say, hey, you have these genes. I looked at the scientific studies, and people with your genome and with your hair type and from that company, and it'll bring it all together. And what you're going to notice as a person, as a customer with this AI who's constantly working on your behalf, this AI is going to make your life better because you're going to, oh, my hair is growing better now, even though I'm a 55-year-old man, my hair is suddenly coming back. Or my muscles are getting bigger because I got a follistatin injection, So things like that are going to be how your life will constantly improve from this AI. It's going to constantly be fighting on your behalf for your health, for your business, for your finances. This is what your AI is going to be doing on your behalf. It's also going to be life in context. So imagine you're going to say, oh, my car is dirty. You might just say that off the cuff in your daily conversations to your AI. But the AI is going to then evaluate the weather and say, hey, guess what? Tomorrow it's going to rain, and it's going to rain very hard. And statistically speaking, your car from that rain is going to get cleaned from that. So you don't need a car wash because the rain's coming. And it'll say to you, hey, don't bother getting that car wash. That AI just saved you $15 from your average conversations. All right, guys. So I hope this, this is just a general highlight of some of the concepts that these thought leaders are talking about, these multi-billionaires. This is what they're talking about as far as what they think is the next wave. So if you're a VC investor, we're a VC investing company, this is what I'm looking for what's going to be the next things to be funded and invest alongside the VC companies that are invested in these ideas. And I agree. I think that the next big app is going to be personal AI. And, there's also like Gen Z, the younger generations, millennials, anyone under millennial age is going to be on board for this. We're used to using Uber. We're used to using giving data. And the more data you give, the more of these benefits you're going to get from it. And obviously you kind of want to be in control of your data on some level, but this is what I'm saying is like you're going to want to hand your information. Now, this AI might be isolated from servers and not share your information with its home company. That kind of agreement could be something that will help this take off, but I think most people don't care. Me personally, I do. But it's balancing act. But this is where I see things going, and this is where the thought leaders see things going. Also, you got to think about the dating apps, like that. The number one app that Gen Z is using is Practice for dating, which actually kind of makes sense. They go to these AIs and because it's trained on human language, they say, oh, what if I say this? What if I say that? And they're practicing for when they actually do ask their significant partner out, which isn't a bad strategy if you really think about it, because they can just get all this practice. They can say things, and then they can go talk to the real girl, and it's more likely, statistically speaking, to respond well because it's trained on human data. It's trained on human beings. So you can have AI bots this isn't hypothetical. This is actually what's happening. This is the number one use case right now for Gen Z. Is they're talking to these bots that have been trained on, let's say young males or whatever, and it'll respond how a young male would respond, and that's how they're practicing or whatever. Finally, I just want to go over one last thing, just for those of you guys who are interested in tech. So this is, here, I can shut off the volume. This is showing where the robots are getting with the movement. This is in Disney Labs, and you can see that the robots are starting to get natural organism movement. This is, we're finally here where the robots are starting to get the concept of, embodiment. We're not far, guys. We're not far from when all this stuff really does impact your life and your lives. And look, you can see from the movements, this thing is totally steady. It's even pushed. And this one even looks more steady than the other ones I've seen. And it's trained on using its visual, using in a virtual environment. So it's coming down the line. Jensen Huang, the leader of NVIDIA, he saw this, he had all the robots behind him on stage. We're entering a new time in history here, guys. The AI is coming, and hopefully that you found this video useful. The next $1 trillion industry, personal AIs, that's what the experts are expecting. All right, later.